Hurricane Florence continues to barrel toward the East Coast. The violent storm has prompted evacuations throughout the Carolinas, and some organizations like the Red Cross are already dispatching volunteers to help with relief work. In fact, 30 volunteers from Michigan have already been sent to the Carolinas, including some from right here in West Michigan. So joining us now is Tiffany Page, the Executive Director at the American Red Cross Grand Rapids. Thank you so much for joining us on this very, very busy time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So what will the volunteers from West Michigan be doing?
So right now we are actively setting up a shelter in the Carolinas area. We have 3 centers that will be set up in the event that we need to provide emergency shelter, feed individuals, provide basic needs to those individuals. And then we also have a distribution center and evacuation centers. So for those who didn't get out in time, we have evacuation centers set up that can automatically be transitioned into emergency shelters as well.
How do you make the decision to send people from our area to that area? How are those decisions made?
So it's a pretty complex system, and kind of looking at the geography in which the individuals that would be coming would be the closest, obviously, but however, because of the storm, we're kind of looking at that coming inland, of course. So Michigan is a natural state to deploy, and I'm happy to say that last year during hurricane season, Michigan actually deployed the most amount of volunteers.
That is something to be proud of.
Yes, it is.
So I always wonder, when people are rushing away from an area and the Red Cross volunteers are rushing in what conditions are they staying in, and where do they stay when they get there?
So it's a variety of lodging, but the majority are staying in hotels or actually at the shelter, which is pretty incredible, that they're staying right there with the residents or the victims of a storm to make sure that they receive 24/7 care.
Nice. So the rest of us here who will stay here and just watch this storm come into the East Coast, what can we do to help?
Well, I would encourage anybody to go online to redcross.org. Obviously, we could use donations at this time, but also volunteers. We do require training for our volunteers, but I encourage folks, this is the time to get in, get that training done, because as you know, we're just coming into hurricane season. So even if you can't go today, maybe you can go this next time.
Tiffany Page, thank you for joining us
live.
live.
Thank you.
Sue?